everyone, and welcome back to TalkTime Podcast, the place where learning English feels natural, easy, and fun. I'm Anna.
And I'm Mark. We're really happy you're here with us today because we have a topic that every English learner needs.
We really are. Today, we have a topic that is so important for everyone learning English. We're going to talk about feelings and emotions.
That's right. Think about it. How many times a day do you feel happy, or maybe a little sad, or tired? We have these feelings all the time.
Exactly. And being able to talk about these feelings is the key to making your English conversations sound more natural and real. When you can share how you feel, you connect with people on a deeper level.
It's true. It shows your personality. So our goal today is to help you learn the vocabulary you need to express yourself. But this is not going to be a boring textbook lesson.
No, definitely not. Instead, Mark and I are just going to have a normal, friendly conversation. We'll share some stories from our own lives, and you'll hear how these emotion words are used naturally.
And as we use them, we'll explain what they mean so you can start using them too. This will help you improve your speaking, your listening, and your conversational fluency.
Before we start, if you want to keep learning with us, please take a moment to subscribe to TalkTime Podcast. And if you enjoy this episode, giving it a like really helps our channel reach more learners like you.
Yeah, we would appreciate it so much. And we'd love to hear from you. Please leave a comment below and tell us two things. First, how are you feeling today?
Ooh, I love that question.
And second, where are you from? It is so cool to see our community from all over the world.
Okay, let's get into it. Mark, let me ask you first. How are you doing? How was your week?
Honestly, Anna, I'm really tired. It's been such a long week.
Oh no, you do sound a little tired. Why is that?
Well, I've been feeling incredibly stressed at work. We have this huge project with a very tight deadline, and I've been working late almost every night to finish it. My brain just feels full.
I know that feeling all too well. Stressed is such a common word because we all feel it. It's that feeling of pressure and worry, usually when you have too much to do.
Right, a perfect description. I'm just dreaming of the weekend. I can't wait to finally feel relaxed.
Yes, to just sit on the sofa with a cup of tea and a good book. That feeling of being calm with no stress or worries, that's being relaxed. It's the opposite of being stressed.
Totally. The project itself was so difficult. At one point, I got really frustrated with it. I just couldn't get one part to work correctly.
Oh, I can relate to that. Last year, I was working on a graphic design project, and my computer crashed. I lost hours of work. I was so frustrated I wanted to scream. It's that feeling of being powerless that is so difficult. Oh, I can relate to that. Last year, I was working on a graphic design project, and my computer crashed. I lost hours of work. I was so frustrated I wanted to scream. It's that feeling of being powerless that is so difficult.
Oh, I hate that. So when you feel frustrated, you feel annoyed and a little upset because you can't do something you want to do. It's a very common feeling with technology.
It is. It reminded me of a class I took in university. I was so confused the entire semester. The professor would talk and I would just sit there thinking, I have no idea what is happening.
Right. So being confused is when you can't understand something clearly. That's a tough feeling in school.
Yeah, but the good news is I finally finished a frustrating project this morning. And honestly, after all that hard work, I felt so proud.
Aw, that's fantastic. To feel proud is that wonderful, happy feeling you get when you achieve something great. Well done, Mark.
Thank you. It makes all the stress worth it. So, enough about my boring work week. You sound much more energetic than I am. Do you have any fun plans for the weekend?
I do. I am so excited because my friend Sarah is having a birthday party on Saturday night. I can't wait.
Oh, that sounds fun. So, you're feeling excited. That's when you are very happy and enthusiastic because you're looking forward to something.
Totally. I love parties and seeing all my friends. What about you? Are you a party person?
I like them, but I have to admit, I sometimes get a little nervous before I go, especially if it's a big party where I don't know many people.
Oh, really? That feeling of being a little worried or scared about something?
Yeah, I just worry I won't have anything interesting to say. I have a funny story about that, actually. I once went to a party and was introduced to someone. 5 seconds later, I completely forgot their name. I was so embarrassed.
Oh no, I've done that so many times. That feeling of shame or awkwardness when you do something silly in front of others. Yes, feeling embarrassed is the worst.
Oh, I have another one. A few years ago, I was at a friend's wedding and I was so sure I knew how to do a certain dance. I confidently walked onto the dance floor and started dancing with all my energy. I thought I was so cool. But then I looked around and realized everyone was staring at me because I was doing the dance completely wrong. I was so embarrassed I wanted the floor to swallow me whole. It really is, but it was okay. We just laughed about it. Anyway, how is Sarah? I'm glad she's celebrating her birthday.
She's doing much better now. To be honest, she was feeling quite sad a few weeks ago.
Aw, I'm sorry to hear that. Why was she feeling sad?
Her best friend moved to a different country for a new job, so for a while, Sarah was feeling really lonely.
Yeah. Feeling lonely is that sad feeling you have when you're not with people and you miss having company. That's really tough. That's a great point. I remember when I first moved to the city, I didn't know anyone. I felt so lonely for the first few months. It was really hard to come home to an empty apartment every day. It takes time to build new friendships.
It is. It's so important to have your friends and family around. But she's feeling much more happy now. They talk on video calls all the time.
That's good to hear. It reminds me of last month when my younger brother got sick. I was so worried about him for a few days.
Of course, when you feel worried, you're thinking about problems or bad things that might happen. Is he okay now?
Yes, thank you. He's perfectly fine now. But it's funny how fast your emotions can change. One day you're worried, and the next day you're happy and relieved.
It's so true. That reminds me of a trip I tried to take last year. I was so excited to go to Italy. I had my bags packed, I was at the airport, and then they announced my flight was canceled.
No way! Oh, you must have been so disappointed.
I was. Disappointed is exactly the right word. It's that sad or unhappy feeling you get when something you hoped for doesn't happen. And I have to admit, I was also pretty angry.
I don't blame you. I would be angry too. It's a strong feeling of annoyance or displeasure. So, what did you do?
Well, this is where the story gets better. I went to talk to the airline, and they were so helpful. They put me on a flight the next morning, and they upgraded my seat for free. I was so surprised.
Wow, that's amazing. So, you were surprised, which is the feeling you get when something happens that you didn't expect. A very happy surprise. I have a travel story with a different feeling. A few years ago, I went hiking in the mountains for the first time. When I reached the top and looked up the view, I was completely amazed. The mountains, the sky, the clouds, it was so beautiful. To feel amazed is to be filled with wonder and surprise. I just stood there, speechless. It was a very powerful and humbling feeling.
Exactly. It turned my disappointed and angry feelings into happy and surprised ones. But, speaking of everyday life, some days are not so exciting. Sometimes I just get bored.
You feel bored? You mean that feeling when you have nothing interesting to do?
Yes, like on a rainy Sunday when my daily routine is the same and nothing new is happening. It can be hard to find motivation on those days.
I understand that. When I start to feel bored, I find that going for a long walk outside really helps. It makes me feel very calm.
That's a great idea. Being in nature does make you feel calm and peaceful. Well, Mark, all this talk about feelings is making me hungry.
Me too. Now that's a feeling we all know very well. When you feel hungry, your body is telling you it wants food.
Okay, one last feeling. A few nights ago, my friend convinced me to watch a horror movie with him. Mark, I was so scared.
You're scared, that feeling of fear. See, I don't watch scary movies for that reason. I don't enjoy feeling scared at all.
Me neither. My heart was beating so fast. It's amazing how a story can make us feel such strong emotions.
Wow, we have covered a huge range of feelings today. I feel like we went on an emotional journey.
We really have, from feeling stressed and tired because of work to feeling happy and excited for a party.
Let's do a very quick recap for our listeners. We talked about feeling stressed, which is having a lot of pressure, and its opposite, feeling relaxed, which is feeling calm.
Right. We also mentioned feeling proud when you accomplish something, even if you felt frustrated or confused while doing it.
And we talked about social feelings like being excited for an event, but also maybe a bit nervous or even embarrassed, and that it's okay to feel sad or disappointed when things don't go as planned.
The most important advice we can give you is to start practicing. Try to use one of these new words this week. You could tell a friend, "I'm feeling a bit stressed," or "I'm really excited about the weekend."
That's the best way to learn. And please, do not be afraid of making mistakes. Everyone makes them. Communication is about connection, not perfection.
So true. Speaking naturally is a skill that takes time and lots of practice, so be patient with yourself. You are doing a wonderful job just by being here and listening.
Absolutely. Well, that is all the time we have for today. Thank you so much for listening to TalkTime Podcast.
We hope you feel a little more confident talking about your feelings now. If you found this episode helpful, please subscribe and share it with a friend who is also learning English.
And don't forget to leave us a comment. Tell us how you are feeling. We truly love reading them.
Until next time, take care and keep practicing.
Bye, everyone.
Upbeat outro music fades in.